I have a friend and former student who's a teacher now himself, and he showed me a new way to try division. Let's first look at the way we normally do division. Let's say I have 39 divided by 3. The way I go about it now is I look at each part. I go 3 goes into 3. Well, that goes in once, right? I subtract. I bring down. 3 goes into 9 3 times. I subtract. I have no remainder. 13 is my answer. What if I try it a different way? 39 divided by 3. What I'm going to try is just guessing what something might be. So like, for example, I know that 3 times 10 is 30. So I'm just going to chip away at this number 39 by taking away things I know I can do with 3. So I want to subtract 30. But in order to do that, I got to keep track of what I've been chipping away with. The tool I used to chip away this first time was a 10, right? 10 times 3 is 30. So then I go and I subtract. I get 9. Oh, hey, 3 times 3 is 9. I can do that. Don't forget, I used 3 there. So over here, I've got no remainder. And over here, I add these up, and I've got 13. And if I wanted to double check, 13 times 3 should give me 39, the number I started with. It does. Let's show another one. This time we'll do a little bit more complicated. 126 divided by 9. Oops, I swapped my colors. That's okay. All right, well, let me think about this. I know 9 times 10 is 90, so let me try subtracting 90. But before I do the subtraction, let me make sure I'm over here keeping track of, this was 9 times 10, right? Okay. Now I'm going to subtract. 6 minus 0 is 6. 12 minus 9 is 3. Now at this point, you might be thinking, oh, hey, I know that 9 times 4 is 36. But let's pretend for a minute that you can't remember that. And you can just remember, well, 9 times 2 is 18, so I'll subtract 18. Okay, before I do the subtraction, what was that? That was 9 times 2, wasn't it? Got to put that 2 on the side. Now I'm going to subtract. 6 minus 8 is 8. 2 minus 1 is 1. Hey, there's that 18 again. I'll just subtract 18 again. And the 18 came from 9 times 2. So now when I add these up, I get 14. Let's double check that. 14 times 9. 9 times 4 is 36. 9 times 1 is 9 plus 3 is 12, 126. Hey, looks good. Let's do one more to see if it works. Bigger number now. 301 divided by 7. All right. Well, let's see. 7 times 10 would only be 70. 7 times 30 would be 210. Let's try that. 7 times 30 is 210. I'm going to subtract 210. And remember, I got to keep track of what I've been chipping away with. 30. Let's subtract. 1 minus 0 is 1. This is going to be a 10, and that's going to be a 2, so 9. Okay, 91. Okay, well, I know that 7 times 10 is 70. Why don't I work with that? 7 times 10 is 70. Got to make sure I make a note of my 10 over here. And now I can subtract. 1 minus 0 is 1. 9 minus 7 is 2. Oh, hey, 21. I recognize that from my 7 times table. And I know that 7 times 3 is 21. All right, so I'm left here with no remainder. And if I add these up, 30 plus 10 is 40. 40 plus 3 is 43. And if I like, I can do a little problem over here on the side. 43 times 7 should give me this number here that I started with, of 301. Let's try it. 7 times 3 is 21. 7 times 4 is 28, 29, 30. It worked. What do you think? Is that easier for you to chip away at the number, or is it easier for you to use the old-fashioned algorithm? Whichever way works best for you is best.
Made with Doodlecast Pro.